Hello everyone, I'm Carthu, and welcome back to the Dojo. Today, in celebration of hitting 30,000 subscribers, I will be discussing the crossover event that has been the most requested video on my channel, and that is, what if Goku was sent to BEERUS'S planet, and what if Broly was sent to Earth? Obviously, for these two stories to coincide, I must make some changes to the original narratives I've made in the videos that already exist on these stories. But to make it easier, I won't be repeating things unnecessarily, as to make a more cohesive viewing experience. So, without further ado, let's jump into the video with the intro. Of course, the first change here is that both of these people were sent to their respective different planets in the same story. So, instead of Goku dying on planet Vegeta and Broly being sent to Vampa, Broly is now sent to Earth and Goku is sent to BEERUS'S planet. This is sort of how it works in this narrative as opposed to how it originally worked in those two original stories that this crossover comes from. So to further explain, 5 years before the destruction of planet Vegeta, Broly is sent towards Earth by his father in the same manner that he was originally in the What If, by Paragus discovering that King Vegeta's plan was to get rid of Broly, and he is able to save his son, eventually leading to his own execution for treason against the king. 5 years passed, and we have a Goku being sent to BEERUS'S planet by his parents, since BEERUS'S planet has no notable power levels on it, and they think it'll be a safe place for Goku to live. Broly's first 27 years on Earth and Goku's first 22 years on BEERUS'S planet are relatively the same as they were in their original storylines. I can't think of anything that would drastically change or even change at all in the scenario where both of them are sent to these different worlds. However, at this point, roughly 20 to 30 years depending on which character you're talking about after their landing, this is when things seriously begin to change. For those of you keeping track of the dates so far, we are now in the Saiyan Saga, and if you remember correctly, in the two original stories, the two original What Ifs, the Saiyans were involved in both. However, due to Vegeta being in charge of the Saiyans, the three would go to Earth like they did in the original What If Broly series. So part 2 of What If Broly was sent to Earth plays out as it originally did so far. But meanwhile, on BEERUS'S planet, things are quite a bit different. With no one to actually fight Goku, Whis is a bit worried that Goku may not be a challenge for Lord BEERUS without actual fighting experience, regardless of his raw power. Whis wants Goku to gain real fighting experience, but he wasn't given permission to leave the planet, so sparring will have to do for now until he can come up with something better. On Earth, the fight with Frieza has happened as it originally did in the What If Broly was sent to Earth scenario. Trunks arrives, slays Frieza, and is massively confused why the timeline is so different from the one he meant to go to. As you can guess, Earth is really experiencing no drastic changes from the occurrences of this crossover. However, on BEERUS'S planet, Whis is still trying to devise a way for other people to get to the planet to help Goku along with his training, but he can't think of anything yet. 7 years pass, and we are now at the Buu Saga. Once again, the Earth side of things remain the same. With the help of Broly, Vegeta, Trunks, and Chi-Chi, Buu is unable to hatch from his cocoon. Supreme Kai takes the sealed Buu away, but as he does, he gets a telepathic message, because Whis has been observing, waiting for an opportunity to arrive, and this is the one. Whis tells Supreme Kai that he'll have BEERUS dispose of Buu, and excited by the prospect of not having to deal with Buu ever again, he brings the cocoon straight to BEERUS'S world. Once Supreme Kai leaves, Whis taps on the cocoon with his staff, unleashing Majin Buu. Goku is told not to use God Ki and is put in a weighted suit to further suppress him. With that, the fight with Majin Buu begins. And despite Buu's fighting style being extremely unconventional, the experience of a real fight is invaluable. By using his staff to restore Goku's stamina and health and hunger, Goku fought Buu for a year, both of them getting stronger over time. But even though Buu started ahead of Goku, eventually, the Saiyan of a god's world was able to get the lead, and then Buu was never able to catch back up. By the end of the year, there was so little for him to gain off of fighting Buu that the monster was useless to them, and so Whis tells Goku to use that technique he was taught, and with that command, Goku outstretches his hand, and uses the Hakai on Majin Buu, inadvertently killing the Grand Supreme Kai in the process. 3 more years passed, and Beerus awoke from his slumber. Goku, with a full mastery of UI and God Ki, makes the battle short, one-sided, and ends in the only way Goku knows how to end a real fight, a Hakai. With that last attack, Beerus is defeated, and Goku is now made the God of Destruction of Universe 7. As in my original story for What If Goku was sent to Beerus' planet, Goku takes his job as God of Destruction extremely seriously, and he works together with Supreme Kai to formulate plans to enrich the universe and increase its mortal level. Goku and Whis fly around the universe together, going to all the inhabited planets in it and judging them accordingly. He is judge, jury, and executioner, the God of Destruction, Kakarot. Eventually, his journey takes him to the planet Earth. As he's done with every other planet before, Whis informs Goku of the history of planet Earth, of the surviving Saiyans, his people that live there, but that last piece of information seems irrelevant to Kakarot. He is a God of Destruction before anything else. He is not sentimental of his species. He has no care for what happens to them. He treats them as the inhabitants of Earth, because that's what they are in his eyes. They are the inhabitants of this planet. This planet which must be judged to see if it's worthy of keeping around. But due to the power of these Saiyans and the one Earthling, he decides to visit them first. The God of Destruction Kakarot is now face to face with Goku, also known as Broly of Earth. But Broly isn't the one to speak with him. Vegeta immediately recognizes that Kakarot is a Saiyan name, so he feels the need to be the one to address him as the Prince of Saiyans. The God of Destruction is not here to waste time, so he makes his intentions extremely clear. This planet divides its people into groups based on an arbitrary monetary value. War, conflicts are abundant. The Earthlings of this planet are greedy, weak, and only a few among them are even truly intelligent. So why should this world be spared the destruction that it so deserves? What are you contributing to the good of the universe? The group doesn't know how to answer this, so Vegeta says they'll fight to protect this world, regardless of what you think of it. Whis sees another opportunity, so he tells the God of Destruction, Kakarot, to show them a taste of his power, and use this as a learning experience. But even with Whis' advice, Kakarot was easily able to defeat Vegeta, Trunks, and Chi-Chi. Broly, being the strongest in the group, went last, but remember at this point in the story he has only unlocked Super Saiyan, so Broly turns into that Super Saiyan form and starts to attack Kakarot. Broly was different from the others. Whis and Kakarot could tell that. A dormant power, a rage, boiled inside him. The desperation, you could see it on his face. The desperation of each punch truly showed how Broly wanted to protect the planet Earth. Deep in Kakarot's mind, buried from long suppression of its power, his Saiyan blood began to boil. Whis had taught him to keep it in the background, to never let it take hold, but today he let it. He was enjoying this fight, and because of that, he let it go on just long enough for Broly to transform into his full-powered Super Saiyan form. Energy is exploding from his body, and Broly charged the red-haired Saiyan. It seemed like Broly might even have an edge, ever so slight, but an edge nonetheless. This was the first time Kakarot had ever been struck down by a power greater than his own. Thank you. The words were whispered by the God of Destruction. He was grateful to have not only experienced a power greater than his own, but he knows why his Saiyan instincts must be suppressed. They expose weakness. With that, Kakarot activates his Ultra Instinct. He easily overpowers and knocks out Broly. He knows what he must do. He makes a large Hakai, more than enough to wipe out the planet and the fighters who tried to stop him. The 4 warriors huddled together on the ground, ready to accept their fate, when all of a sudden, Supreme Kai teleports in. He screams for Kakarot to wait. Supreme Kai tells Kakarot how these 4 have defeated Frieza and stopped Buu from even emerging from his slumber. 2 of the largest threats to mortal level in the universe were stopped by these mortals. Supreme Kai pleaded they be spared for now, and in return, they will continue to eliminate these threats to mortal level, while the Supreme Kai himself helps the Earthlings improve their civilizations. Kakarot accepts these terms and removes the Hakai. He tells the four to be grateful that the Supreme Kai had intervened, and leaves. The universe remained at peace into the future. No Tournament of Power, no games with Champa, no erasure by Zeno. Everything was happily ever after. For now. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, leave your opinions and counterpoints in the comments down below, and hit subscribe and the notification bell. That way you get to stay up to date on the channel and everything that goes on with it. If you're interested, please check out the merch store to support the channel in another way that gives you something in return. But till next time, peace!